Hey everybody, KimmelsIrishPub.com. Time for another movie review. I just keep stacking them up, don't I? So this one's a big stretch. It's called The Humanity Burrow, starring Nicolas Cage. So it's about a movie it's set in the future, 2030, where it seems like the United States is in some kind of economic decline. They built walls around it, and God, I don't know. It's all caused because of global warming. So that's the synopsis of it. But we know what that really means. We have to watch it and find out. But here's the bad news. IMDb has it at a 3.7. And I can't even find it on Rotten Tomatoes. So I have very low expectations. It's an hour and 37 minutes. Hopefully this review makes it to you. I'm fearful that it'll be a stinker, but that's why I do this, so you don't have to. Alright, so I'm going to start it right here. Wish me luck. I'll let you know how it is. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, time for a quick check-in. We're watching The Humanity Burrow. I always struggle with that. We're at the 56 minute and 28 second mark, and there's only 37 minutes left, 38 minutes left in the movie, so I thought I'd do a quick check-in and let you know a little bit more about the movie. So it's set in the future where everything has kind of gone bad. The water's bad, the soil's bad, you can't grow. But it seems like they have this place, it's called New Eden. It seems like a big city with a wall up around it. And Nicolas Cage evidently goes outside of this wall. And he's claiming deportation. So he's going out and finding these people and deporting them back in. Essentially, but he goes and does research on them to make sure they're contributing to society. Do they have a job and things like that? And if they don't, then they're going to get arrested because they're not doing their part, I guess, essentially, and they can't be deported. I don't know, it's kind of strange. It's not 100% clear, but that's what he does. He goes out to one gentleman's motel. He lives in a motel, and he finds out he has no pay stubs, 12 years old, and he says, "You're not contributing to society, you can't go," or whatever. Then his next stop is with a woman and a child, and he meets a guy in an elevator as he's working his job, and the guy in the elevator tells him something that leads him to believe like maybe New Eden isn't all that it's supposed to be, and that because people have gone there but they've never contacted their friends back or have ever heard from them again, and so something bad might happen there. Nicolas Cage does not seem like he's privy to what happens in New Eden. I don't know, it's a little strange, so he kind of falls for the girl a little bit, and the boy, and so he's now gone back and he's taken them and he's trying to get them to Canada. Is essentially what he's doing. So he's broken away from his Humanity Burrow he was a part of, and trying to take this family north. Kind of reminds me of a movie that he had done before. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a remake of Left Behind. So Left Behind is a faith-based movie, but very similar. It's about the ending of the world. And so he did that. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. I mean, because the world's already pretty much ended in this scenario, but the same kind of quality of movie. It seems like Nicolas Cage will pretty much do anything. But I don't think it's a 3.7. I like it a lot better than a 3.7 as of right now. Don't get me wrong, this is not Oscar worthy or even close. And hopefully it'll explain a little bit more. And I'll have some more answers for you as I go forward. One interesting fact, I was going to stop it as soon as I started watching it. As I mentioned, this movie is supposedly taking place in 2030. And Nicolas Cage is driving around in an El Camino. You know what I mean? So it's like, wow. After all these years, they still have El Caminos. So I thought that was interesting. But I waited until now to share that with you. Anyway, enough about that. Let me start watching it again, see if I can clear up some of the questions that are going on, and then give you my final synopsis once we hit the credits. Stay with me. Be back in a little bit. Hey everybody, as promised, we're at the credits of the Humanity Bureau, starring Nicolas Cage. I tell you what, I mean, again, this is not a fantastic film. I mean, the way it's just made is kind of poorly done. I don't know, like a B film, I guess. And I like I said, maybe I'm used to it. I've seen a lot of faith-based films that have this texture to it. I don't know how you explain it, but you could tell it's not as good of a movie just by the way that it's filmed. It's not like it's shaky or anything like that. I don't know how to explain it, to be honest with you. Just watch it, you'll know what I mean. And if you've seen that those movies that I was talking about, Left Behind, about the rapture, if you've seen that, that's the filming it is, you know what I mean, and the acting and everything like that. So it's not top notch. Is it a 3.7? No. Now I'm probably gonna give it a 6. I mean, I like the story. I like the whole thing. As I mentioned before, somehow he figures out that this Eden place is not the best, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, that's because they haven't told you yet. So he met that guy in the elevator, and I forgot to mention this, and the guy in the elevator gives him like a thumb drive. And evidently the thumb drive gives you more information, but before the check-in, we didn't know that. And after the check-in, you come to find out the real truth behind Eden. And, the story continues to build. They continue to try and race and get up into Canada. And then, so I think that's most of the thing, is like determining what truly is Eden, and then do they make it or not? Do they make it to Canada, and are they safe? Do they live a happy life? All that jazz. Like another cheesy part of this movie is there's another person in the borough who works with Nicolas Cage. Originally, we had him up for a promotion, but when Nicolas Cage goes rogue, he comes after him. When he comes after him, the kid shoots him with a BB gun in the eye. Guy's fine. He just ends up with like a patch, like a cheesy pirate patch on for the rest of the movie. And there's one point where the kid picks his pocket, and he's got a glass eye in his pocket. I don't know. I mean, he just had a patch in his eye, over his eye, perfectly there, no straps or nothing. It just hangs there somehow. But yet he carries a glass eye in his pocket. It made no sense at all. So that's the kind of cheesiness and oddities about the movie that, really isn't that great. But, it had, other than that, I thought it was good. Yeah, I mean, other than all of that cheesiness, I liked the movie. Again, they race to Canada to see if they can make it and stuff like that. And I thought there was pretty much good twists at the end. I didn't think it wasn't predictable. I predicted it completely differently. Maybe you wouldn't, but it's hard to say like when to tell you to watch this. It's a 6. I'm not going to tell you to run out and watch it. But if you happen to be stuck somewhere and this is on, I'd watch it. Sure, why not? If there's nothing else on, or you just want to see if I'm crazy or not, watch it. I can't recommend it, but I also can't say that it was a 3.7. It's a 5 or a 6 at least, and I'm sticking with a 6 because I enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised. It's great when you go into a movie and you set your expectations low and they come out on top. So that's what happened to me. Maybe you'll see it, maybe not. But thanks for watching this far. That's all I got for you. I think I gave you plenty, and I don't want to go on too long. So, KimmelsIrishPub.com. See you next time.